Most guys miss this not because girls are confusing, but because they don't want to see the truth. A girl almost never says, I like you directly. Instead, she does things that feel small, but together they scream one thing. You're not just a friend, and if you've ever wondered whether she's into you or just being nice, stay till the end because the last sign is the one that exposes everything. Let's start with something subtle. When a girl wants you, she creates excuses to talk to you. Not deep reasons, not important reasons, random ones. She'll send you a meme, ask a pointless question, or reply to your story even when she doesn't really have to. And the interesting part is the conversation never dies naturally. Even when it should end, she keeps it alive. One more message, one more emoji, one more reaction. That's not boredom. That's interest hiding behind casual. Another thing she does is remember tiny details about you that even you forgot. Things you mentioned once weeks ago. Your favorite coffee, a random story about your childhood, a song you said you liked in passing. Girls don't store useless information. If she remembers small things about you, it means you occupy mental space when you're not around, and that's a dangerous place to be in a good way. Now, pay attention to how she reacts when other girls are around you. She might not act jealous openly, but her energy shifts. She becomes quieter, more sarcastic, or suddenly more touchy with you. Sometimes she'll casually ask, So, who is that? Pretending not to care. That's not curiosity, that's emotional investment leaking out. Here's one most men completely overlook. She treats you differently than other guys. Compare how she texts you versus how she texts them. Longer replies, faster responses, more emojis, more effort. If you're just a friend, you'd be treated like everyone else. Special treatment always comes from special feelings. Then there's teasing. Not disrespectful, playful, slightly challenging. She'll make fun of you, but in a way that invites you closer, not pushes you away. Teasing is flirting disguised as humor. It creates emotional tension without being obvious, and girls don't tease men they feel nothing for. Another powerful sign is emotional openness. She talks to you about her fears, her past, her stress, things she doesn't tell everyone. When a girl trusts you emotionally, attraction is usually already there or growing fast. Emotional intimacy almost always comes before physical intimacy for women. Now, notice this. She mirrors you. Your words, your energy, even your texting style. If you reply late, she starts replying late. If you joke, she jokes more. If you get serious, she follows. Mirroring is subconscious attraction. She's aligning herself with you without realizing it. Here's a big one. She makes time for you. Not when free, she becomes free. Busy people don't stay busy for those they want. If she adjusts her schedule, cancels plans, or chooses you over comfort, that's interest backed by action. Another thing girls do is seek your approval. She'll ask what you think about her outfit, her decision, her plan. Not because she can't decide, but because she values your opinion more than others. Approval seeking means your validation matters emotionally. Now listen carefully. She gets uncomfortable when you pull away. If you become distant, she notices. She checks in. She asks if something's wrong. A girl who sees you as just a friend doesn't panic when attention disappears. A girl who's emotionally invested does. One of the strongest signs is physical closeness. Small touches, sitting closer than necessary, brushing against you, fixing your collar, touching your arm while laughing. Girls are very aware of physical boundaries. If she breaks them gently, she's testing chemistry. And finally, the sign that reveals everything. She talks about the future and somehow you're always in it. Plans, jokes, one day we should statements, even hypothetical scenarios. That's her mind placing you in a role beyond friendship. Here's the truth. Most guys don't hear. If a girl is doing several of these things consistently, she's not confused. She's waiting to see if you're confident enough to read the signs, waiting to see if you'll make a move. Attraction doesn't die because of rejection, it dies because of inaction. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more content that helps you understand female psychology without fake advice or gimmicks, Subscribe to Dating Decoded and comment Signal. If you want a video on how to move from signs to action without ruining the connection, because knowing the signs is step one, acting on them correctly, that's where most men fail.